You can see all the braces are like really, really lightweight. And according to my tech, these braces were just brazed in. They're not soldered, they're brazed. Got a nice little ding right there. Mouthpiece fell out of my case and landed on it, so when I get back from the ship, I'm gonna have it worked on. Gonna have it completely cleaned. I'm not gonna have it polished though. Nova, Los Angeles. Very simple engraving, very light engraving. Nova, Los Angeles. 19606. There weren't that many of these made. Probably only 20 or 30,000 Novas in existence. And most of them are probably dead. Most of them are probably gone. You can see how the horn is mostly yellow brass, but there's little bits of nickel silver here and there. Like the receiver is a solid tube of nickel silver, very thin, lightweight receiver. The first brace happens about 3.5, 4 inches up the lead pipe, which I really like that. I like when the lead pipe doesn't start here, when it starts farther up, or the first brace. Usually when the braces are right on the receiver, it kind of makes the horn kind of locked in. And if you start that first brace farther up, slightly further up the receiver or the lead pipe, it seems to make the horn more open feeling. These valve caps will actually fit on a Martin committee. They're the exact same thread, exact same style as on a Martin committee, so they're relatively light. You can see the braces in the valve block are light too. And that brace on the first slide is light. Those two braces are lightweight. And they have point-to-point bracing from the receiver to the bell, but it's not Conn. It's a special proprietary type of brace, and it's very light, very thin, only has a small point of contact. The nickel silver sections are before almost every bend in the horn. There's this little piece of nickel silver, these two pieces of nickel silver. So you can see it on the lead pipe, you can see it on the third slide, second slide, first slide, and then before the bell tail starts. These little connecting parts of nickel silver. So the horn is mostly yellow brass. It's got the crossover bell. The bell is actually this shape here is a little bit wider than average because they had to get it from this point all the way up to here. So the bell is a little wider than standard, especially of horns of that period. I put harmonic balancers with O-rings. You can see the little black O-ring. I put one in the first slide and one in the third slide. That's a preventative patch. There was some weakening in the brass because this slide likes to fall out. So it got dented a couple times actually, and they just put a preventative patch on there in case it falls again. It won't get damaged this time. But yeah, and that's vintage brass they used for that patch, like 40s, 50s brass. It's a 462 bore. It's relatively open playing. It works really well with very tight lead mouthpieces. Like, it likes to sizzle. It sizzles really, really early on in its sound signature. The bell bead is a small French sharp bead. You can see that just like on the Bobby Shoe trumpet, one of the design features is that small, sharp French bead. And you can see it's not rounded. It actually juts outward. It actually juts. The bead shape is sharp towards the outside and rounded. Let me zoom back out. Yeah. Lacquer, maybe 10% left, so it's about 90%, maybe 95% raw. And I like it the way it looks. I really think it's cool. Plays really well. The only weird intonation things are the fact that middle C, if you play middle C open, it tends to be sharp. All the other notes seem to line up very well in tune, or at least very manageable for my ears. But middle C, if you play it open, it's going to push sharp. And I don't know why that is. High C is not sharp. Double C is not sharp. Low C is not sharp. But often if I'm playing a tuning C, I usually use 2 and 3. I'll just hold down 2 and 3 and play middle C with 2 and 3 down. And then it's perfectly in tune. Very, very strange. Low Ds, rarely, I almost never have to use the slide for C sharp or D. This third slide is just slightly longer than on modern horns, just slightly longer. So maybe the A flats are a little bit flat, but I don't really notice it. I got these big bumpers on there, so that pushes the slide out just, you know, a millimeter or so further than it would normally be out, but I like it. So that's the original old style ring. The horn has some similarities with Olds and some similarities with Martin. Yeah. This is my favorite horn for commercial applications. If I got to play high, if I got to play loud with a sizzle, and I want to project, this is the horn that gets me there. I'd say the bell is probably 4 4/5. It's not quite 5 inches, and it's not quite as big as a standard bell. The flare is rather aggressive. It's a rather tight and quick flare. So I'd say it's most similar to like a Bach 43, but it's not quite as conical. Like, it's a more aggressive, brighter sound from this bell. And as I said, it sizzles. It sizzles really, really fast. Gets you that scintillating late 40s sound. Nova, LA.